After more than a year of investigating, federal prosecutors say the former secretary at Idaho's American Legion stole more than $1.4 million from the veterans nonprofit. Our Aspen Shumpert joins us in studio. And Aspen, you've been following this story really since day one. How is the nonprofit recovering now?
Morgan, it's been an uphill battle for the organization as they've been waiting for charges while trying to rebuild programs and accounts. They've stayed afloat this year with community support and donations.
Veterans trust veterans, and we have learned a hard lesson.
A lesson Bob Skinner never expected to learn. In late 2023, he says Idaho American Legion executives became concerned about their financials after discovering a loan wasn't paid off.
We started looking at the books, and embezzler told us we had 10 grand in the bank. We went to the bank and talked to the bank, and we had $900 in the bank.
In a federal indictment filed this week, prosecutors accused the former secretary of the veterans nonprofit of stealing more than $1.4 million from the organization over 6 years. Charles Abe Abrahamson was one of just 2 paid employees across the entire nonprofit, which serves veterans, military members, and their families through advocacy, community programs, and youth development. The rest are volunteers. KTVB has spoken with Abrahamson in the past. In January 2024, he was featured as a Sevens hero after he saved a man's life in an Arizona car fire. Skinner, a spokesperson with the Idaho American Legion, says the organization suspended Abrahamson without pay in April of 2024, suspecting him of stealing money and contacted law enforcement.
Things seemed amiss.
More than a year later, this week's indictment accuses Abrahamson of transferring nonprofit funds to his personal accounts, paying his own expenses, giving the nonprofit fake financial documents to hide the theft, and filing false tax returns.
We had documents from CPAs that said they had audited our accounts and everything was fine. And unbeknownst to us, all those documents were forged.
I reached out to Abrahamson to ask about the accusations.
Hello.
Hi, Charles, it's Aspen over at KTVB. Did you mean to hang up on me? But he hung up on me twice. Skinner says they almost lost their building because of unpaid taxes.
We didn't know that the taxes hadn't been paid. We didn't know that the copier machine fees had not been paid. We didn't know that we were behind on the utilities. I mean, not only did he spend all the money we had, but he left us in debt to a lot of people.
Nearly every program was in jeopardy, including youth baseball and scholarships.
That's the hardest part for me to swallow, is how can he know that he took money from those type of people?
People struggling who depend on the American Legion for support.
We are at a program called Be the One, which means be the one to help a veteran who might be contemplating something that should never happen. So we got to keep going and keep this American Legion alive and well and helping people.
Skinner says programs continued this year because parents in the community donated.
Without donations, we couldn't survive.
But the nonprofit still faces $55,000 in unpaid taxes that it's still negotiating with the IRS to figure out a payment plan, and another $60,000 to repay a donor scholarship fund that the organization will pay back over several years with the help of donations and membership fees.
It's going to be a tough few years till we get these payments taken care of.
The organization is also rewriting its bylaws to ensure one person can never solely control the finances moving forward. Abrahamson faces up to 20 years in federal prison if convicted of wire fraud and up to 3 years for tax fraud. He is scheduled to appear in federal court here in Boise for an arraignment hearing next month. Morgan.
Yeah, that's smart that they've decided to have more checks and balances in their system. Aspen, thank you for that update.